Max volume. Not that loud. Apparently. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, yeah. I can't click off the screen.
Although Krotos managed to... It was time. The troops of the Absolute Evil had driven the Alliance back to their capital, King's Ending. The time for the final battle had arrived. Prepare to destroy the Alliance, and with it, all good in the land once and for all. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom full of flowers and rainbows, where the sun shone all the time and there was loads of that goody-goody, lovey-dovey good people stuff going on. There, the alliance of abominably good people lived in unearned wealth and prosperity. But there was a path leading to a different place there. At the end of this path was a rock.
I do like this game.
It was a cave carved in this rock in which the Absolute Evil lived. It wasn't a grubby, damp cave smelling of muck and mildew, but a deep, dark dungeon, so dark that even darkness itself was afraid of it. It was home to numerous innocent monsters who enjoyed a happy, contented existence, living in complete harmony with their environment.
Just not getting punched.
But time and again, the sickening, sweet-smelling good visited this underworld in search of treasure and experience points. Many monsters found this to be the death of them, but much worse, the Absolute Evil's treasures were being stolen. One day, just as a few more heroes had finished plundering its dungeon, the Absolute Evil decided it had had enough, and decided to do something new, something quite monstrous. Go to the surface. The Alliance tried to resist, but the approaching horde just flowed over them like an angry wave of axes, teeth, and bad breath. After numerous unrelenting battles, the Absolute Evil finally stood before the Alliance's capital, King's Ending.
First not. Waiting now. And it's fairly loud.
After countless battles, the forces of the Absolute Evil reached the Alliance capital, King's Ending. The lovable remnants of the forces of good had come here to make ready for the final battle. Evil would pay a high price indeed to storm those fortress walls, or so they thought. Suddenly, a rumble rose from deep within the earth. Stones burst asunder, revealing an ancient path into the depths. Out of the depths of Stygian darkness arises
Hello, sexy me.
the invincible evil. With earth-shaking steps...
Shish. So I'm hearing a delay on my side. doctor now. Kirby. Scary manga. Blood chief. Yeah, I can make a better evil off.
The unstoppable evil began its trek towards the front. In the terribly improbable event that it may have forgotten how that works, a formidable help function has been provided. The presence of the absolute evil was also reflected in the land itself. Grass withered, and in places the ground tore open to reveal bubbling lava. Even the forest could not withstand the aura of the ultimate evil and beat a hasty retreat. A few of the Alliance units had entrenched themselves here. A determined absolute evil marched towards them in order to strike them down with its mighty weapon. The absolute evil had discovered a method. These legendary awards ensured a creature could be made even more powerful. Only one downside. A creature could only wear one at a time. Eyes ablaze with greed, the insidious evil gazed upon the blood-drenched battlefield. Here the last... defenders of good would die, and an age of evil begin.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Oh, playing games with evil.
Projectiles from the Alliance's catapults darkened the sky, but the Horde's fighting skills were at their best in darkness, if they survived.
Fun fact, if you die, he actually comes back.
The forces of good never had a chance against the absolute evil.
And the narrator does say. So.
And then suddenly, the absolute evil hit the ground. The day was saved, and good had triumphed. The Alliance lived happily ever after, whilst the defeated forces of evil had to eke out the remainder of their miserable existence underground. No, of course not. In reality, absolute evil was not defeated, but, it just took a little comfort break. A short while later, it arose once again.
No.
Nothing and no one could
Nope.
stop
Oh,
the
666 damage, by the way. I'm gonna get killed again. One save. Here. Yeah, one up. La 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 la. La 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 la.
And once again, the absolute evil had to have a break. Good grief. You really aren't on this, are you? How many more times do you intend to die in this tutorial? And the absolute evil took yet another hero to the slaughtering block.
That's what I'm going to do. La 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 la. La la la. La la la. Just casually walking through my guest. Yeah, that's it. That's what I did. And you get an achievement for it. Itch. Yeah. Alrighty.
The forces of good never had a chance against the absolute evil. The absolute evil destroyed the defenders' camp in the west with the greatest of ease. Now, only one tiny camp offers any resistance to the absurdly evil evil. And even that won't be able to hold out for much longer. Absolute evil strode like a war god through the defenders' ranks and smote them with ease to the ground.
Done that. Why not destroying it? I won.
The absolute evil destroyed the defenders' camp in the east with the greatest of ease. The defenders in front of the city had been beaten to a pulp and defeated. Now the time had come to attack King's Ending. The final battle beckoned.
It's a skeleton. I forgot how to turn. Oh. Those two buttons.
But what's this? The wicked evil was hesitating. The city gate was firmly barricaded by the Alliance's archers. But the absolute evil would not allow itself to be held up by such a ridiculous impediment. So, go get them! Destroy them now! Oh yes, sorry, stay in character. The absolute evil used its all-powerful magic to eliminate the archers and open the gate to the city.
I think he gets quite pissed off here as well. Here as well. I think he gets pissed off is here from here because he was pissed off in tutorial. Some here as well. What? Some here as well. Yes, English.
The absolute evil had a good long think, but at precisely that exact moment, it decided to act and to deploy its overwhelming magic powers.
No, not.
Does he can get really piss off on some other bit?
I know one area. The others, I don't know. No one's saying anything.
But this proved to be a complete fallacy. It would appear that the distracted evil was not aware that it should use one of its powers here, something that could have been done with ease via the GUI. If in doubt, the formidable help utility could also have been consulted on the matter. Using its legend, wait for it, dairy powers, the absolute evil destroyed the impediment with ease and simultaneously eliminated a whole group of defenders. True story. The road to the capital was now clear. The absolute evil did not hesitate for even 1 nanosecond. Actually, the cowardly evil did hesitate. What would await it in the city? Would its lousy defenders, which it previously had managed to slay in droves, suddenly come up with something more serious?
I'm still waiting.
Lost in thought,
There you go.
the contemplative evil didn't dare venture into the city. What if it were a trap? It had actually been suspiciously easy so far, almost like the first level of a video game.
Hearing delay over a sound. To test music. I mean, the music's not really that important. Ish. I know usually quiet.
The thoughtful
Oh
evil
my
was
god.
still pondering. It could hardly turn around and not bother with the city. What would its minions think? Would they be giggling behind evil's back? Would evil become the object of their scorn, the butt of their jokes, just like the days back in Seville's school of rehabilitation for former arch-villains? No, no. Under no circumstances could it end like that. Not again.
I wonder if he still says anymore. Just making sure.
You be on for 5 hours now, you best be hydrated.
I am hydrated. I have iron brew. Nothing? Nothing else? Okay, fair enough.
The insidious evil entered King's Ending. A small, pitiful group of defenders stood in its way. Suddenly, the doors of several houses in the city opened, and with a loud roar, defenders bore down on the rather surprised. An ambush.
Oh no.
The invincible evil had crushed the defenders. King's Ending had been defeated. At least, that's what it thought. Suddenly, the final heroes of the Alliance emerged from nowhere. Another ambush? Now, this was becoming very boring. But wait, this time it was different. Instead, the heroes raised their hands and started singing an incomprehensible chant. A magical ritual? This did not bode well. Well, actually, it boded the arrival of good things, great things, unless you happen to be the absolute evil. Although Krotos managed to escape, somewhere in the depths of the dungeon, the ultimate evil awoke. It did not know what had happened, nor why it had awoken, but it longed for revenge. The last remaining heroes of the country joined forces and cast a powerful banishment spell. The absolute evil disappeared from sight with a threatening gesture, and a faint whispered, "I'll be back," could be heard, coming from its lips. The absolute evil had been banished, and its essence shattered into several pieces. Its reign of terror had ended. The good people of the overworld rejoiced, and an era of peace began for the Alliance. The evil creatures were driven back into the underground, doomed to serve as cannon fodder for pleasure-seeking adventurers. Meanwhile, secreted away in the world's most inaccessible places, the last remains of the absolute evil were resting, never again to see the light of the overworld. Until today, that is. Somewhere deep under the earth, the ultimate evil awoke.
Hello, bitch.
And the hand of terror arose, controlled by the ultimate evil. Come on, hand of terror, arise, damn you! Methinks that exploring the surrounding area would be a sensible strategy.
Beep, fuckers.
However, to do this,
Yes.
light would be required.
I don't know, it's not moving.
Still not bright enough.
Ah.
An old throne room was revealed by the light. The circumstances remained a mystery. The hand of terror flew through the throne room, following each and every thought the ultimate evil had. After a few flying sessions, the ultimate evil was able to control the hand with ease.
No.
The time had come to call forth creatures who were completely devoted to it and would do its dirty work. Little snots were the dregs of each and every dungeon and spent their time taking care of it. The expansion-mad evil hired one snot on the spot.
Nope.
After very careful consideration, the ultimate evil now decided to recruit a little snot.
Nope. I know he will get quite pissed off. Anytime soon.
The mentally somewhat challenged evil apparently was having a few problems focusing on the current task at hand. But then suddenly, the moment came when it hired a little snot.
Oh, I know there's one more. I know there's one more. He gets so pissed off. Should be any minute now. Should. Come on, I know you do. I even screenshot it.
Dear Ultimate Evil,
There you go.
I think we got off to a bit of a bad start. What is meant to be happening is that I tell an exciting, atmospheric, and compelling story, and from time to time make predictions of what you're about to do. When that happens, it would be really great if you could kindly work with me and do what I say. Is that clear? So get on with it. Hire one of those damn little snots, or I swear I will crawl out of this stupid screen and rip off your head, and then I'll down your neck, and if you've still not had enough, I'll in your ear. All right?
So I'm still laughing from that.
The first little snot appeared. It was completely ready to work in the dungeon and to crawl in the dust before the ultimate evil. Little snots were important to the ultimate evil because they took care of many important little things, such as excavating new areas. The psionically gifted evil could sense the presence of something important that was buried to the south.
Wow XD.
It instructed
Yeah.
its little snots to dig in that direction.
I know, I know.
As quick as a fart, the little snot
Quick as
made
a
his way
fart.
to the marked position and began to dig. Behold, the creatures of the overjoyed evil
Oh,
had
yeah.
apparently been much more industrious than it had thought. A great dungeon was revealed behind the wall.
That works
Everything
as
was
well.
already in place. Doors, traps, a well-filled treasury. Oh wait, treasury? And where, if you please, is this treasury? Oh well. One can't expect too much of these mindless little snots. First of all, some gold had to be dug out to make space for a treasury to be created. The hand of terror swiftly marked a few small gold veins so that the
Small.
little snots could excavate them.
Small.
As soon as a gold vein was selected, a little snot immediately set out to mine valuable gold for the greedy evil.
I think there is an infinite gem in this game. But these are mostly infinite gems. These are little. And this smacking is infinite.
Once most of the gold had been mined, the Hand of Terror quickly created a treasury on the spot so
Nope.
that the precious metal could be safely stored. The clever evil mastered this task with flying colors. From now on, little snots could use the treasury to store mined gold. It was then at the greedy evil's disposal whenever more rooms needed to be built or new creatures recruited. Little snots were all well and good, but were too weak and cowardly to defend the dungeon. Since it was not able to defend itself, the ultimate evil would have to hire some orcs. But they would require food. Liquid food. Well, beer to be precise. So the next important thing to build was a brewery. And that would require some space to be created. The ultimate evil had the feeling that its servants were not really putting their backs into the work. Might a hearty slap from the Hand of Terror change that? The sadistic evil encouraged its creature to work a little faster, with a friendly but not at all gentle slap.
Annoyingly, there's only a limit of. That's the limit.
There was now an area cleared for the brewery site, and with quick finger snaps from the Hand of Terror, the room stood ready. Excellent. But the recently built brewery lacked a brewing copper. With a sigh of resignation, the overworked evil set about taking care of that too. The hard-working evil effortlessly built a brewing copper so that delicious beer could be brewed as soon as possible. One of the little snots started working on the brewing copper. The nostalgic evil banished all thoughts of Oktoberfest and brass bands. Those would have to wait. More important tasks had to be completed.
Yeah, I know.
Both beer and gold were now available in the dungeon. So it was time to hire some creatures to defend against greedy heroes or whatever else snuck around underground. At present, it was only simple orcs declaring undying loyalty to the ultimate evil. The rest of the horde was scattered to the winds. Orcs were defensive close combat specialists, capable of dealing with many opponents. However, they were very vulnerable to ranged attacks. It's payday. An eerie gong rang through the halls. It did not bode well for the ultimate evil's treasury stocks, for at each sounding of the gong, the creatures would collect their undeserved wages. However, there was little it could do about this, as it was chained to the throne. Thus it had to give free rein to its servants' desires. For the time being, at least.
Oh, two, oh, 5, okay. Right. 2, 3. Bollocks.
Suddenly, one of the repellent evil servants became very thirsty. This was typical of a troop member of the unanonymous alcoholics known as the Horde. The Dipso made his way to the nearest brewery to quench his thirst. A thirsty orc arrived at the brewery. Eager and slavering, he started demolishing the alcohol-hoarding evil's stock of beer.
One as do. Turn the fuck up.
One louse-infested orc crawled up from the depths and declared allegiance to the ultimate evil. The first step towards the creation of a powerful army had been taken. The dungeon of the expansion-mad evil grew and prospered, but unfortunately, it had reached the maximum possible population it could currently manage. Now a creature would have to be thrown into the bottomless pit before any others could be brought in. The profound evil had had enough of dungeon sightseeing and now wanted to move to the surface to try a dish that is best served cold. Revenge. Some Alliance members were bound to be guarding the entrance to the overworld. A fine appetizer for a vengeful evil.
La la la. Yeah, I know.
A few creatures of the ultimate evil had lit a fire in the dungeon and begun to barbecue. The smell of freshly roasted meat wafted through the underground. The nameless evil's creatures came upon a spider's nest during their search for an entrance to the overworld. It would take more than one orc to smoke that out. The abysmal evil used the Hand of Terror to grab several of the creatures that were still completely inexperienced at fighting and threw them onto the spider's nest.
It works. Nope, not you.
The spiders dropped like flies.
You.
The
Why don't you get it?
strategically well-versed evil patted itself on the back, proud that it had led its troops into battle with such aplomb. And by led, I just simply mean chucking them at the enemy. The basics of a dungeon were now in place. However, the brewery was puny and didn't really have room to store beer barrels in, and the treasury was also anything but impressive in size. Quickly, the expansion-hungry evil set out to enlarge its dungeon.
The evil has awoken, but its brothers are still asleep.
Huh? What on earth was that? That's not in my script. What a weirdo. No matter. We'd better get back to concentrating on the dungeon.
Done. In the second one, you can't have an open room, so you can't have like a brewery and then here be a, I don't know, sleeping area. They will complain.
You are the only one at playing game. Sad as it looks so much fun.
Playing game, I'm gonna get off the credits being fuck. Yes, my bag, get the gold. And oh yeah, fuck up. Not you. Not you.
Yes, fucking autocorrect.
There it is. You. In this one, you can't possess them, sadly. But I think that'll be quite too much, Dungeon Keeper.
A huge monstrosity loomed out of the darkness on eight legs. This dungeon's human guards had been ancient history for a long while. Now it was home to a huge spider and her brood. Would Sam and Frodo escape it and continue their journey to Mount Doom, or was this the end of the ring bearer? That's not the right text. Where were we? Oh yes, a huge spider, henceforth called the Spider Queen. It would be necessary to eliminate the Spider Queen before the horde could reach the surface. The Spider Queen sent forth a wave of her children. Of course, the ultimate evil was fully aware of this danger and immediately prepared to defend itself against them. At least, that's what I hope. The vile perversion, once called the Spider Queen, had nothing more with which she could fight the horde. Later, the sensitive evil would have her innards made into a lava lamp. The way to the surface was open. Now it was time to put those vengeance plans into practice. The vile evil wanted to take this opportunity to utter a really sinister laugh. But unfortunately, its physical state made this unviable. Instead, it asked the narrator to do a bit of sinister laughter on its behalf.
I can do it.
Oh well, here goes. Deep breath. Although Krotos managed to escape, once
Shush.
the ultimate evil had escaped from the depths, still fettered to the throne, it traveled to wreak terrible vengeance on those who had done this, heavily supported by its little snots. The first target was Paladin Robert, now King of the Alliance. He had withdrawn to the quiet surroundings of
That
his
Lord
hunting
of the
lodge.
Rings.
There,
XD better
he
than
would
the
be
Ring
the
of Power.
perfect victim.
That Lord of Rings. Smart, fucking laughing. Better than Ring of Power. Probably. I'm still not tired.
According to scouts, King Robert spent most of his time strolling around his hunting lodge garden reciting poetry. Soon his poetry would turn into mournful ballads. The vengeful evil thirsted to defeat the Alliance's king and mount his head on the wall as a trophy. Whoops, of course, I really mean that he wanted to take all of King Robert's cookies away. Better play it safe, or the age classification folks will be after me. Before that, however,
bleeding.
the ultimate evil had to do a bit of work on the dungeon. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to fund even a small army made up of a few orcs.
Again.
Yes, again. I'm going to get some tissue. Okay, back.
DJ, there been a raid.
No, they haven't. I've got my iPad still with me. That's straight though. That's a lot of blood coming out of me.
Damn it.
Oh, you can hold middle click. Ow. That is a lot of blood. Actually.
The first treasury was completed. Soon greedy evil's little snots would fill it with gold. You know the golden rule, right? Whoever has the gold makes the rules.
Hurry up. Don't do that. Unlike other games, you have to get quickly on stuff.
Right now, the restricted evil was only able to call upon orcs and little snots. But there had been rumors that some goblins were hiding out in a cave somewhere close by. The exploratory evil would be sure to follow this line of inquiry. The first brewery was completed. Soon beer would be flowing like a river, and an Oktoberfest atmosphere would pervade all. Would the ultimate evil put the beer baron out of business? Ugh, such a duff reference.
I don't know what beer baron is. Someone guess the previous game? I don't know. Waiting for blood to go, that's one thing.
The strategy guidebook, Dungeons for Dummies, says, mountains don't always just consist of rocks and stone, but may also include natural as well as artificial caves and rooms. These usually contain treasures and dangers to make digging around underground more exciting.
Oh yeah.
The warmongering evil had hired the first orc. As ancient wisdom says, violence is a solution, usually the only one. The ultimate evil should never forget to keep a watchful eye on its beer and gold stores. If its creatures can't help themselves whenever they need to,
Do you know
they
when
will
you be
get
going to
angry
bed?
fast.
More likely when mount streams. Or someone else streams. Usually when I'm
The
tired,
steady
but
pounding in the rocks had given rise to overworld rumors of a new dungeon. A group of heroes set out to plunder its riches, and the ultimate evil was already looking forward to this visit.
I can do better laugh. Fuck you. I'm a true evil one here.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. Another orc entered the service of the military-savvy evil. The horde was growing and prospering.
Hurry up.
It's payday. The heroes didn't know what had hit them, as several orcs bore down from nowhere and annihilated them. This group of heroes had plundered their last dungeon, but there would be more. The time to attack appeared to be right. On the surface, in the tavern of a small, miserable village, some
500.
adventurers gathered. They were acquiring Dutch courage for their visit to the dungeon by downing several beers. The dungeon had to be destroyed.
One of you. One of you get this. You don't die. There's a chance I'll be playing Factorio quietly.
A delicious rumble announced the fact that the village's last house had crashed to the ground. Ha! There would be no more heroes meeting there to seek out the dungeon of the destruction-hungry evil. The hunting lodge of King Robert lay in the north. It was there that the ultimate evil would finally get its long-awaited revenge. However, it looked pretty damn well guarded. Maybe it should first visit the cave to the west, inhabited by a clan of goblins, where the cunning evil could do a little negotiating.
Well, I need to get ready for work. Bye.
Bye, E.
It's payday. The goblin leader prostrated himself joyfully before the ultimate evil, and immediately dispatched 2 goblins into its dungeon with a few plans for a new room, a tinkerer's cave. This was built as quickly as possible. Enemies have entered the dungeon. The Tinkerer's Cave was built. It could, however, only be used as a warehouse, as it lacked the workshop that the insidious evil's goblins needed. Quick as a flash, Evil placed a creator mat in the Tinkerer's Cave. A sparkling new creator mat graced the Tinkerer's Cave of the expansion-hungry Evil. A goblin would be able to work well in here, producing toolboxes. A few of these boxes would now be needed in order to invent a trap. The moody Evil waited patiently.
Hurry up. Stop fighting, you two. No. Stop fighting, you two. I know. You. Yeah. Right there.
As cowardly as the goblins were, their creativity more than made up for this. They proudly presented the treacherous Evil with their plan for a devious trap. With a silent, evil cackle, it quickly buckled down to setting the trap.
Hurry up. One of them will do that. The other one will do that.
Job done. The trap was finished and ready to be found by a hero. This is going to be so much fun. Just at that moment, a particularly powerful dwarf warrior appeared in the dungeon. How had he suddenly arrived at this precise time was indeed most odd, but his presence was more than welcome. He was going to be a guinea pig for the trap.
Here it comes.
Even this strong dwarf warrior didn't stand a chance against the treacherous traps and powerful monsters of the invincible evil. He bit the dust. So much for a game of dwarves. The dungeon's defenses were now clearly much improved, but the hunting lodge still remained well protected and impregnable. There was nothing that the ultimate evil could do. The task was impossible. So the evil withdrew, bent and broken, let feelings of revenge ebb away, and instead took up looking after those cute, teeny-weeny trees. What are they called again?
Yeah.
Bonsai, yes, that's it.
Hey, pal.
The end.
Hey.
Pretty unsatisfactory, huh? Of course, that wasn't the
Okay.
end. In reality, the indefatigable evil paid the Goblin Cave another little visit. The Goblin leader would hopefully spit out something useful after a few more slaps.
2 orcs day. Nope. You.
The expansion-driven evil couldn't wait to explore the further possibilities of the Tinkerer's Cave. In particular, a hospital seemed a useful way to cure its ailing units. It set about asking for this to be researched.
I need hospital. That one. There we go.
The charitable evil had researched the hospital. This would enable its units to quickly recover from their injuries, once it had been built, that is. A few hard slaps were enough to motivate the leader of the goblins to help the ultimate evil. As it transpired, there was an old tunnel which had been previously used as an escape route. This connected the Goblin Cave with the vaults of the hunting lodge. The goblin leader voluntarily made a goblin assassin available to the hard-hitting evil to help infiltrate the lodge.
Yeah. Ow.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Yeah, I know.
The cheerful evil was pleased with this support. An assassin was a decent melee fighter, but its actual strength lay in its ability to make itself invisible. This was, of course, tested out immediately.
Probably wearing
Despite the
purple.
powerful invisibility skill, it was advisable for the ultimate evil to be cautious. Some opponents had such highly trained observation skills that they were actually able to see invisible units.
Like that.
A locked door prevented the assassin from progressing. It would have taken a long time for him to have opened it with sheer brute force using weaponry. Thankfully, he had a suitable skill with which he could deactivate doors, and more importantly, traps. The on-the-ball evil recognized that the warrior princess there was extremely powerful. The goblin assassin would be best advised to avoid any contact with her. A Gobobot was being forced to make miserable repairs in the lodge. A brief feeling of what it thought might be sympathy passed through the sensitive evil, but this actually turned out to be a mighty belch. Naturally, it would free the useful Gobobot anyway. The caring evil had good-naturedly built a hospital for its suffering creatures. It, however, still lacked a hospital bed. Little Snots would then bring any units there that had been injured in the dungeon. The first hospital bed had been built. Wounded units could now be healed in the hospital. Little Snots would also be able to bring defeated creatures here so that they could be nursed back to health.
La 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 la. Sack.
Elated by the assassin's attempt at rescuing it, the Gobobot joined the horde and succeeded in showing its tormentors a real hot time. Its ability to more or less ignore range damage and set fire to large areas would come in very handy. There are enemies in your dungeon.
La 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 la. Oh no, enemies.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Eh.
And so the negligent evil promptly allowed the only really vital unit to this mission to die. The hunting lodge was completely destroyed. The vengeful evil gave itself a very self-satisfied pat on the back. The time was right to concentrate on King Robert. He was in his renowned garden reciting his much less renowned love poems. The lyrically challenged evil had no time for poetry and would soon make this tangibly clear to him.
I'll have a heal first. this way. Yes. Go in here. There's a goblin here. Now. Come on, fire one. Oh shit. Well, where's my skull is a map. Put it out the side. It's good to know to put it somewhere. Guess. Oh,
it's payday.
No. One of these you can roll. Nope. Nope. Button. Do. Even sending the shit ones. Ugh. Ugh.
The horde came across a stray goblin by the roadside, who apparently constituted the sad remains of one of the hunting lodge's attack units. This miserable being joined the army of the powerful evil with a grateful whimper.
Wait. Done.
The king was accompanied by a pixie who was able to cast powerful healing magic. Any direct attack would be suicidal. Mercifully, the omniscient and helpful narrator was at hand. He pointed out to the impatient evil that the pixie went off from time to time in order to check that all was well, and much more importantly, eat her supper in a little camp to the south. The pixie buzzed over to eat her meal. The ultimate evil prepared an ambush.
Fuck off, wolf.
One would think the killing a fragile flying being wouldn't be rocket science. But an incredibly incompetent evil had taken far too long in doing so and had startled a few guards into action.
That was fine.
Roses are red and later go brown. Give me your heart, else I'll steal it and your gown. Roses are red, lilies are white. I love you totally, utterly, and no shite.
The annoying little pixie had spoken her last healing spell. The crafty-minded evil sculpted a fan from her wings. Now it was time to look for King Robert and ensure his early demise.
It's good to be the king.
Fuck you.
King Robert fell, and the ultimate evil had received its well-deserved revenge. But there were still many more heroes out there who deserved to bite the dust. Their time would come.
Apparently still bleeding.
Although the demigod Krotos, one of the sniveling cowards who had banished the ultimate evil, had just marched his alliance army out of the swamplands to fight the snake-like Nagas. The ultimate evil wanted to teach him the full futility of war by ensuring his untimely passing. Besides, the Nagas could prove to be valuable allies. King Robert was defeated, but there were more heroes whose life the ultimately vindictive evil was after. Here in the swamplands, the demigod Krotos was just leading the Alliance's troops against feral Naga clans. They had retreated here after the collapse of the Dark Army. It would seem sensible to first strike an alliance with these Nagas before the impatient evil squared up against Krotos.
Why did I summon him? Why did I summon him early?
The gold-greedy evil built the first underground treasury, thus laying the foundations for insane amounts of hoarded treasure. The first brewery was built underground. Later, orcs and goblins would get obscenely drunk there, and then meander through the dungeons, slurring their words and singing lewd songs.
Fun fact, that's the first time I heard the word lewd. Hell, I thought it would be like sort of lewd as a flute or something. Happily also on. Can you hurry up? Gee. Hurry up. Maybe a storm in a minute, but I've literally got no storm. Oh, I zoomed quite through it, not realising. Not doing that. Okay, there's one.
Out
Entrance
there,
two.
the swamplands looked bleak and unfriendly. Not an area Charlie would surf in. The Alliance had discovered the presence of the ultimate evil. This
Yeah.
had nothing to do with a tip-off from a certain narrator who wanted to increase the tension. It was pure coincidence. The good people responded, as you might expect, with a direct attack on the dungeon.
Damn you, narrator.
There are enemies in your dungeon. A tinkerer's cave had been built. Soon, traps and doors in the dungeon would make any would-be hero's life more tricky.
Not enough gold.
Payday!
Can wait.
Pleased Evil's hard-working goblins had made plans for a new room, a guard room. There, creatures could patrol and keep a lookout for heroes. Immediately, the ultimate evil got down to having this room researched.
I'd rather not right now. Hurry up.
The target of the bloodthirsty evil's vengeance was a demigod by the name of Krotos. An extremely goody-goody, good deeds doer. The very mention of his name left anyone from the dark side with a nasty taste in the mouth.
Ah, I thought so. Not big right now.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Meow. Oh, gold. Yeah, change that. I'm quite surprised it's 7. I haven't slept. I'm not tired. I think I'm going to be awake all day. That's why I'm not streaming on Tuesday. Nurse room, please.
Some creatures had been hiding in a secret room. They joined the ultimate evil.
You. Oh yeah. Constable is done. What I need? 100.
100 years later, the dungeon of outdated evil was discovered by other baddies. Following careful investigation, they came upon the single reason why this dungeon had failed. There was no guard room. Maybe you should work towards preventing this future becoming reality.
No need for guard room. Fuck off now, later.
A hospital had been built. From now on, wounded monsters could be cured there. It's payday.
Nope. God damn it. And he'll win it over there. Right, here's a god with fucking narrator.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Meow.
Oh.
The guard room was researched and ready for construction. Creatures that were thrown there by the Hand of Terror would keep watch and be especially vigilant for intruders. They were able to alert other creatures near the guard room and summon them for reinforcement as well.
I actually don't see a point for guard room. Alright.
Out there, the swamplands looked bleak and unfriendly. Not an area Charlie would surf in. The exploration Keen Evil sent its troops to the surface for the first time. The swamplands spread out before them. The next step was to either find the Nagas and recruit them, or be massacred by the army of the Alliance. It was a difficult decision.
Whoops.
The creatures of a suspiciously suicidal evil made their way towards a treacherous ambush.
Nope.
At the last minute, however, they changed their minds.
You can choose to not change your minds and go. Ugh.
In the distance, the ultimate evil's creatures could see a massive stone building. A Naga temple? Apparently, there was an entrance to it in the north. The horde set out in that direction.
Ugh.
The army of the ultimate evil could view the temple from the top of the hill, and it did indeed not look good for the Nagas. The nauseatingly good hero Krotos personally led the Alliance into battle and was forcing the snake creatures to retreat. Only his death would deliver the temple back into the hands of evil. Well, that could be arranged. The troops of the ultimate evil stumbled upon a patrol of the Alliance that had caught some Nagas. Of course, they immediately set about wiping out the much-hated heroes. Oh, and by the way, you could of course also set those Nagas free. The last fighter in the patrol was defeated. creatures of the Horde cheered.
Oh yes, and set the Naga free as well.
They were overjoyed to join the ultimate evil. The eager for new units evil sent his creatures further towards where it expected the Naga camp to be. The Nagas kept up their fight to free their unholy temple from the Alliance. If the ultimate evil was to help them win it back, then their support would be guaranteed. Since that fitted perfectly with the planned revenge on Krotos, it was the ideal solution.
The snake does heal your people as well, so it's a win-win. Now you can mine this bit more easier. Oh. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I know I'm muted. I'm just staying slightly muted.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
I put stuff round because some enemies do go around. Maybe it was muted. I put round because some enemies go round. Door. Yelling.
It's payday. The approaching horde startled a few animals. Dinner. Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Run away. Bear, can you piss off? Right. Ugh. I am getting quite a bit tired.
It's payday.
No, it's not. It's fine. Don't want to heal him. I guess. No. Fuck off, Black Bear. No, not that. Ugh. This will be a fun edit. Can you, can you die already?
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Oh no. Ugh. Oh yeah, I can look it. There's a orc dead. Yeah. Slow and kills. Shit. There's one. Nope. Time to kill a black bear. Yeah, the scariest thing on planet Earth / this place.
The Horde defeated the bears with ease and stocked up on bear meat. However, as bear meat is not actually a resource in the game, this was utterly irrelevant. A small group of Alliance troops had gathered here. The presence of the Nagas ensured that the all-seeing evil could see even the cloaked units.
Looks like I'm running too. One, two. Oops. Oh. Setting these up.
It's payday.
It's fine. Waiting for those to get in first. No, you. You're going to fucking do this.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. Yeah, it's doing its own thing. No dolly. Oop. And if not, then no trigger that. I wonder if I can mine these two out then, put another one here. Actually sounds like a good idea. And he will go to bed. And heal. Put another bed down just in case. Nope, this one. Don't think I could put that one here. Yellow. No. Door. Do do. Do 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 do. Or actually do.
Basically forcing them to move. Onwards.
At last,
Ugh.
the Horde reached the Naga's camp. They were not able to offer the ultimate evil much help. However, they spoke of an artifact that was hidden deep down in the mountain. It would make defeating the Alliance a piece of cake. The Nagas opened a portal to the artifact using their ancient magic. The insidious evil debated briefly whether it was worth the risk.
Yeah.
Finally, however, it decided it was only a question of its creatures' lives, and of course, the ultimate evil didn't give a toss about them.
Bye-bye.
The Horde had passed through the Naga portal and found themselves in an old altar chamber, in the center of which lay a very ancient-looking object. This had to be the artifact. Some creatures appeared to be guarding it.
Well, that's probably there. That's literally behind me. Actually, at a point I can just do this. What? Oh, I don't care.
It's payday.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't believe it. Is there really still a guard at the artifact? My goodness, my grandma would have finished the whole game by now. Move your butt, do something.
I was taking a drink, you asshole. I'm a slow person. It takes time for me.
There are enemies in your dungeon. A teensy-weensy hint. These artifact guards are preventing you from continuing. Get rid of them.
Oh, God. This does go down a minute. See? Do.
The artifact was still being guarded by creatures.
I
The
know.
slow evil might want to consider taking care of them. Pronto.
I like to being slow. As much as I should not care about my minions, some of them do have good levels.
Once the artifact guards were eliminated, the artifact began to glow. It almost seemed to be waiting to be picked up. It looked as if the artifact would fit perfectly into the mysterious altar base that lay deep within the dungeon of the ultimate evil. Maybe it would be a good idea to place it there.
Meow.
The artifact was currently lifeless. It needed some magic. The next task for the expanding evil's creatures was to expose some mana crystals. This mana would be necessary to charge the artifact up. Wait a moment, that's already been done. Well, Looks like someone's trying to become the teacher's pet. Nerd. But a mana crystal on its own was really of no value to the ultimate evil. It would take a crystal
Yeah, that's a fun
chamber
fact.
to make this valuable asset usable. A room was quickly installed.
Just do
under
that
the
and they
crystal.
call you a
The
nerd.
crystal chamber shone with the brilliance of a freshly painted room. To exploit this effectively, the success-enabling evil was now able to recruit Nagas. At this exact moment, the clan conveniently placed some of these snake-like beings at its disposal.
I know, they're mana.
Apparently, it had not escaped the notice of the Alliance's magicians that something disturbing was going on in the underground. So they
That's a
decided
sign.
to mount powerful attacks on the dungeon. But the ultimate evil had been warned. That's what I'm doing right now, by the way, and created such a formidable defense that it would have brought tears to the eyes of any tower defense player.
As a tower defense player myself. Only one of those. Lightning. Why are you not
A
done?
cry for help from a few Nagas trapped in a very remote area reached the ultimate evil while it was defending the dungeon. Maybe they could be saved by using a spell, which was ready to be unlocked in the crystal chamber.
Yeah, I need some more mana.
The artifact continued being loaded with magic. It would soon be ready. Payday!
Oh no.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
I think you're just chasing that one. But any day these are going to go off and then you can get killed by them.
The wave-by-wave tactics of the Alliance had so far proven unsuccessful.
By being.
So, a strategic genius had decided to open up a second entrance to the underground in order to send, well, wave after wave of units into the dungeon.
Fuck you.
Play me the song of magic. Oh yes, the artifact continued to fill itself with more delicious mana.
Ugh. Oh no. Meow. Bed.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Yeah, I know. Just go to sleep.
The artifact was filled with magic. Neither did it take too long, nor did it go too fast. It was filled up exactly when the level designers intended it to be. The unspeakable evil's creatures approached the Alliance's camp. An impressive dam towered into the sky in the background.
I'll just kill this.
This path led to absolutely nowhere.
So they can stop coming along.
The ultimate evil, or more precisely, the artifact, was almost bursting with energy. It was now producing mana independently and ready to stand by the ultimate evil's side in the battle for the temple. It also gave the ultimate evil access to a few more magic spells. Now it was time to take the temple and destroy Krotos. The ultimate evil gathered all the troops together to attack in one devastating wave.
Nope. That's nearly done.
The ultimate evil had learned a spell. This would enable the Nagas to be rescued. It immediately set about doing so.
Just like this.
The spell ensured the Nagas' safe passage into the dungeon of the ultimate evil. Excellent work.
La, 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 la. Ow. I would get this, but I'll get, you know, that spell first. Well then.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
You know what? Just sell this door.
It's payday.
Do.
Together with its Naga allies, the army of the ultimate evil stormed the Naga temple. The battle began.
Oh no. Kill. Keep killing. Don't care. From all the stuff we get summoned.
It wouldn't be long before Krotos was defeated. Just a few more blows and he would fall. Hey, wait, what do you think you're doing? Come back, you coward! I mean, seeing that defeat was inevitable, Krotos opted for a strategic retreat, leaving the temple in the ultimate evil's power. The gathered evilness then burst the nearby dam, and the Alliance's camp disappeared under waves of water with a very satisfactory gurgling sound. Despite the soggy end to the Alliance, the ultimate evil was livid. It had just been robbed of a delicious revenge. But, if I may be so bold, that was yet to come. I saw it in the script. Although Krotos managed to escape, the Horde continued on a glorious triumphal march. Now the time had come to set an example. A deed of particularly heinous evilness would inspire the creatures of the Horde to greater things. To this purpose, the Horde moved deep into the wealthy heartland of the Alliance. It was on the hunt for a creature whose sugar-sweet kindness and cordiality would rot the tusks of an orc. A unicorn. The Horde had grown impressively. Many goblins and nagas had joined the military evil's army, but evil was still not satisfied. To evolve any further, a particularly vile act would be needed. There was an enchanting fairy-like being in these lands, whose goodness oozed out through its every pore. The death of the unicorn would inspire the Horde to even greater deeds. Moreover, its head would look really nice hung over the fireplace. However, this creature was not only strong, but it possessed an inner magic that could becalm even the most vicious orc and make it change allegiance. Help would be required in order to ensure the Horde wasn't transformed into a pathetic heap of flower-gathering hippies. Rumor had it there was an ancient cave here, once inhabited by orcs. Perhaps the ultimate evil would find some answers there. Whoops, just realized I skipped a paragraph, sorry. There were 3 upwardly mobile Alliance cities in the vicinity. Previously, these had been industrial centers with well-regulated trades. However, in recent years, the banking industry had grown exponentially, and so now all the inhabitants worked for the banking sector. These cities have been networked together via a well-guarded road system, colloquially referred to as Wall Street. Is this really relevant? Don't think so.
Welcome to an annoying level. And quite a tedious one. Hurry up. I wonder. I know. I wonder. Wander round, around, around, around. So I have. Oops.
Royal aid had reached one of the threatened banks in the shape of a gold-laden donkey.
Stop it.
A well-functioning financial bubble like that would always be a law not just to bankers, but to heroes as well, looking for somewhere to store the proceeds of their last
622.
forays. Once this was done,
sorry. 722. 22.
they marched straight for the
I don't know why I
nearest
keep doing
dungeon.
that. I could just.
Unfortunately, that belonged to the ultimate evil, and as dungeons go, would prove a very hard nut to crack. The ultimate evil would not permit any further gold transports to reach a bank in distress. This was in order to prevent the emergence of any more heroes.
About that.
Greedy people were challenging the mean evil's use of space underground. They would soon learn, in an extremely painful manner, that the evil simply wasn't interested in sharing.
Nope. I cannot do that. Damn it. I was going to go, oh, just give myself infinite gold. So I can, you know, skip this damn level. No. Why am I not mining this? Go and mine.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
I know. And I have no choice. Alright, come on. Save. Yep, why not? Hey, yeah, can you get off my property?
The last worker had been expelled from the gold mine. This underground area was now held firmly in the iron grip of the ultimate evil. Well, in the hand of terrors, actually, as evil wasn't so hot at moving around.
Fuck off, narrator. One, two, three. I can make another one. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, I can't do these. I've never been able to do this. Nope. Rooms, do that.
Another bank required government help.
Right.
It
Hello, DJ from the future. This bit is the end of my 15-hour stream. I personally didn't feel it was enough to make it a separate video slash VOD, even though I did, add a 44-minute one. Yeah, also near the end, I went mute. I just didn't talk. Ugh, because I was fighting tiredness. I was still playing the game though, I can promise you that. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of this bit. Bye. That one person joined. I need to kick him out. never mind. They left themselves. Let's see why. Okay. Ugh. Oops.
Payday.
Jesus. This is all one contact just for leaving. Why did I choose to do this? Will be a limit of how much I can stay awake. That's the thingy.
A little snot is secretly making jokes about the ultimate evil behind its back. You should punish it. But I forgot which one it was. They just all look the same.
Hmm.
Another bank had been rescued by lavish government bonds. There are enemies in your dungeon. Payday. Once again, a gold transport was required. Did you know that Realm Forge Studios has brought out some other successful games? You should at least buy and play Dungeons and Seville. Talk about pathetic, surreptitious advertising. Enough to make you vomit. Another gold transport was stopped by the creatures of the vile evil. The Horde was preparing to attack one of the cities, but the reluctant evil did not feel quite strong enough. The next task was to take care of the unicorn, as this evil deed would help to strengthen its army. The entrance to the Old Orc Cave was in this area of the overworld. The ultimate evil instructed its creatures to enter it. They were to look for something useful to fight the unicorn. The creatures of the ultimate evil entered the Orc Cave, referred to as DF9 with trepidation. Due to the greed of its owners, this ambitious building project had never quite been finished. However, there was bound to be something here that would prove useful in defeating the unicorn. At least, that's what the strategy guide kept saying. Once again, a bank had got into difficulty and shouted loudly for government support. A gold convoy started making its way along Wall Street. An orc emerged from the darkness, muttering, "Right, show me what you've got then." He started attacking the creatures of the ultimate evil. After a tough battle, the mysterious orc was slain. What was all that about? But wait, suddenly the corpse of the orc began to disintegrate. At the same time, something could be seen moving by that strange altar in the orc cave. Was that his spirit floating in the air over there? After a few seconds, the strange altar appeared to set the orc free. It would seem he had risen from the dead. He now happily joined the horde, having ensured their fighting skills were up to scratch. This strange altar was impressive. Perhaps the ultimate evil would soon be able to build something like this in its own dungeon, once it had inspired its monsters through an act of evil. The hungry evil was in the mood for horse salami. The time had come to get rid of the unicorn. The orc captain hit the ground like a mackerel without a parachute in the one spot where it was absolutely vital. Thank the Lord that there was that strange altar in the orc cave, which was quick to bring it back to life again.
Avoid the fratricidal war. Each sliver of a soul exists in its own right.
Him again? Good grief, can't he and his pseudo-mystical babbling go somewhere else? We're trying to tell a story here. It's payday. It goes without saying that the servants of the ultimate evil intercepted this gold transport as well.
sick. I am going.
Still, the
6.
cowardly evil wrestled with finally getting down to dealing with the unicorn. Was it fearful of losing too many troops in the battle, or had it secretly developed a soft spot for the beast?
Oh yeah, it's spiders.
Once again, a gold transport was required. Suddenly, the creatures of the abominable evil itched all over and started scratching their bodies. This was bound to have been caused by the presence of the nauseatingly good unicorn rubbing off on them. Nailed it. The Horde's bloodthirsty monsters killed the disgustingly fluffy unicorn on behalf of the ensconced evil. For the troops, this meant only one thing: horse salami. But wait, that's not all. This evil deed completely delighted the Horde and inspired it to new evil deeds. The ultimate evil was now able to get its servants to upgrade the throne room. This would give access to more fabulously diabolical things. The ultimate evil returned to its throne room at once and had it upgraded immediately. The swanky evil's new throne room shone in all its glory. The evil immediately checked out the other rooms, particularly the Tinkerer's Cave, to see what new things its creatures would be able to research now. The strange altar in the old Orc Cave was fascinating. With the new and improved throne room and a little brain power, it would presumably not be beyond the wit of the ultimate evil to build one in its own dungeon. There, it could be made available to all its creatures. The evil and heinous acts perpetrated by the ultimate evil left the cities feeling threatened, and they hired extra guards to protect them. The amused evil sniggered as it noticed this. Once again, a transport of gold had reached one of the cities and so saved a bank. The strange altar was finally researched and ready to be built. Soon, any creatures who were stupid enough to die in the overworld could be brought back to life. That is, if it were desirable to do so. New research was available in the Tinkerer's cave. In particular, a new room. Enemies have entered the dungeon. It's payday. There are countless spiders pouring out of a room that was accidentally unearthed. Disgusting. Some creatures had been hiding in a secret room. They joined the ultimate evil. The mocking luck. Once again, a banker got into difficulty and shouted loudly for government support. A gold convoy started making its way along Wall Street. There are countless spiders pouring out of a room that was accidentally unearthed. Disgusting. The power of that evil deed had made new research items available in the Tinkerer's Cave. Payday. A gold transport had reached a distressed bank. The subsequent economic boom immediately attracted a few heroes.
You know what? I'm gonna end now. as I feel really sick.